Okay. Oh, what is that? 1 second. All right.
Okay.
New Year's. I meant to say Happy New Year's.
That works also.
New Year's.
Just New Year's. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2023.
How does it feel? It feels just the same.
Yeah, my age matches the year of whatever it is. It's kind of cool.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
23.
Well, if you're
but you're turning 24.
Yeah, exactly. Turning 24. So
I didn't
if I
mean
ever
to
get dementia,
yeah,
remember that.
I said I need to put salt in the wound.
Yeah.
You're turning 24 this year, actually. I know. There's something so nice about being the youngest in my friend group.
Yeah.
I always feel young because everyone around me is just young.
I don't remember that often, actually, that you're the youngest in the friend group. You don't seem like it.
Really? I mean, we're literally I'm the youngest for a few months, so there wouldn't be much of a difference.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, today, I mean, unless there's anything you want to catch us up on, but today we're talking about resolutions because it's the new year.
Yeah. And the hype around New Year's and all of that.
Yeah. I actually I read a few articles on different tips on making resolutions. But firstly, what is your thoughts on resolutions? Did you make resolutions for the new year?
I mean, I have so many thoughts about the start of the new year and the pressures people feel about the start of the new year and having all these resolutions and things like that. But I think it might be semantics, but I think it's important to figure out what exactly you want, your goals and things like that. I guess resolutions just have a connotation that you have this I'm gonna do this, and then never really gets done. That's how I
feel like a lot of people have that where they just decide they're gonna do something and they never get it done, which is why I did some research on some tips.
Tell me
so for anybody, but also I do think that it's very good to have a point where you can look back and look ahead. So whether you do that, but it also doesn't have to be on New Year's. I per se did not do any resolutions, but also I never really.
Also, because I feel like when you, as a Jewish person, it's not really.
It's more Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, it's more Rosh Hashanah.
The Jewish New Year, which is October and October.
I think I was always so confused about the conflation between the Jewish months and the non-Jewish months, and so everything doesn't make sense. Including the fact that summer comes in the middle of. The months. Yeah, the Jewish
year makes more sense. The Jewish calendar year.
Why though?
Because
you're saying
the summer is the end. That's when people mostly take their vacation.
Right, that's what Shavuos is.
Shavuos is before the summer. Shavuos is May. You're harping on Shavuos because that's your birthday, but you're very self-centered. But
right. Okay.
And then after is the summer. But it also goes according to the school year as well. Yeah. September is the start of the school year. So our whole life we're conditioned to that's the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're Jewish, that's the beginning of your year. Mm-hmm. It just makes more sense.
Yeah.
December's the middle, it's winter. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It makes sense. January being the new year. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a time that I'm making. I make more of my resolutions a Jewish New Year because it's I'm starting it.
That's why you don't feel such a strong need to make resolutions on the New Year.
Yeah.
I know. I feel the New Year very strongly, at least for these past 2 years. I don't know what it is. I've been an emotional high. It's kind of scary. I'm scared.
It could be also because you're in college, so you're in that secular world more.
Totally.
So everyone's
Happy New Year, Happy New Year,
Happy New Year. Yeah. I didn't even celebrate. I mean, I was in bed when the fireworks were going off, and I was like, oh, okay.
See, that's disappointing to me.
Yeah, I don't really care.
If I were here, I would have dragged you out of bed. We would have done something.
Apparently, New Year's in New York City is the worst.
Wait, according to who?
Everyone who lives in New York City.
All the people you've spoken to?
Everyone who I've spoken to, yeah. Mm-hmm. They're it's actually the worst here. You're just packed. Every place is packed. It's not fun.
I mean, that's what I was talking about with the connotation around New Year's, because it's I feel so many people feel like they have to do something. It's New Year's.
Yeah,
you have to go out. You have to party. You have to be with, go get drunk in bars and things like that. And you totally don't.
It's funny. The day after New Year's, so it was a Monday. So everyone was off still, because
it was it's called the substitute New Year's Day.
Yeah, because it was on Sunday. Mm-hmm. The New Year's they pushed they did an extra day, Monday.
So they have the day off.
So I woke up but I was doing the cafe CCF Hub still. Mm-hmm. So I woke up the next morning early, whatever. I'm walking to the store and there's bottles of alcohol everywhere, and I'm what's going on? I'm oh yeah, last night was New Year's. I did not even
wow, you were in another realm, so opposite from my experience, but that's kind of cool, I guess, for you to wake up and be oh yeah, 2023,
and nobody,
whatever.
Nobody was up. I'm on the train alone.
Yeah,
not alone, but there's a few people. I was kind of
spoke about being on the train alone.
Yeah,
don't do that.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what could happen because I've never experienced anything on the train, but like, who knows? Maybe I could.
I have been in a car
like, I realized,
alone with one other person before, for sure.
But like a car is different. Like you consented to the ride. Like
cart, like a sub cart.
Cart. I thought you said car. I was like, okay.
Yeah, like the other person that's driving. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other day, like really if somebody attacks me on the subway, like I have no defense.
I was thinking about that also.
We really have no defense.
Oh, I thought you were like going to say how we really have like one mind.
Oh, I just feel like probably most people think that.
I was thinking about in reference to my femininity because a guy was starting to follow me yesterday.
Really?
And like,
that's so scary.
And like around Union Square. Yeah, it
was.
Oh,
Union Square, there's weird people.
Yeah.
That is the place for crackheads.
Want to smoke crack,
crackheads and chess players. It's a mixture of the two.
It is a weird place. And I just thought how it would be so nice to just like turn around and crack this guy's skull open with my jujitsu masterful skills.
Yeah, totally.
But in reality, I'd really probably be very, very weak in the face of whatever he has.
For sure. I mean, like,
skills
it's just crazy that no matter how much women try, like men will always just be stronger.
Yeah.
So,
and then I told this to a guy and he's like, we have a weakness. I said, what's the weakness? He says, you kick him in the nuts.
Right.
So I said, okay, thanks. He's like, do it. I was like,
relax.
I was like, relax.
Just relax.
Guys get so violent, like so angry, so violent, so quickly.
Like, yeah, I would have killed him. I would just smashed his brains out. It's like, you see, even with like little boys, like 6-year-old, 7-year-old boys, like already starts to come out. Yeah, I'm gonna kick him. That aggressive.
I never understood it. I never grew up in a house. I had one brother,
right,
who's older than me. To me, like the automatic direction into like aggression and to be like, yeah, they need to get beaten up. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, girls, it's more like psychologically, though.
Yeah, but my sisters we beat each other up. So I don't know about that. Did you?
Yeah,
I feel like you did not smack.
No, I think we did. We pulled each other's hair for sure. Up until a certain age, but like, yeah.
Right.
Then it's like, anyways, back to resolutions. So
back to the new year.
Can you guess? I found this article, and these are the most popular resolutions for 2023.
Yeah.
Can you guess what the top one is?
Losing weight, probably.
Okay. That's like in the first 3 categories, but try to get more specific.
Like the amount of weight you're saying, or a different thing?
Meaning within the idea of like wanting to lose weight, there's different things you could do. So what's like the first 3 have to do with losing weight. The first top 3 things.
Eating healthier.
Okay, so that's number 2.
Okay.
Number 1.
Going to the gym.
Yeah.
Which is why everyone.
Which is like why it was so. Speaking of I didn't even think about it. Yesterday was a fast day for like Jewish people, religious people. So I fasted, and so I only got to the gym at like 8:00, and the gym was packed. And I'm like, why is this place packed? Like, I was genuinely confused. Like, the fact that it's 2023 just like flew over my head. Like, I never like had a second thought of it.
You were not here.
Yeah, I'm like, it's whatever. So then I saw this girl that I knew, and I was like, oh my God, it's so packed. I'm like, I think because most people are fasting today, so they only come late. She's like, no, it's New Year's. There's like so many people who made a resolution. I was like, oh, like I did not think of that.
Yeah.
So that's the number 1. Number 2, eating healthier. And number 3 is losing weight, just in general.
Right. Okay.
Number 4.
Get better in relationships.
That's number 5. Spend more time with family and friends. Number 4 is save more money.
Save more money. People
like, I guess budget their money. Like, people just don't know where I feel like that's the one where people probably keep the least for it too. It really is something that does not have, at least with a gym, you feel good after.
Yeah.
That can motivate you to go back again. Same thing with eating healthier, losing weight. Saving more money, like, okay, like in the long run, it'll help you. But like in the moment, you like end up just like cutting back on enjoying life more.
Yeah.
Like every time I tried to save money, like I just couldn't keep to it.
Right. I just also feel like that one is it's so specific to a person who doesn't who spends too much. Like, I know so many people who are too stingy with their money.
Yeah.
And are like not spending their money over things that maybe they should.
Right.
Yeah. And in fact, not that I was too stingy with my money, but I have like savings. And I realized like my savings are really not going anywhere. And then also my cousin would be like, you're basically just getting poorer. And
right. You should invest.
Because you should invest. I'm like, just.
Even though everyone who's invested like last year now is like down and stuff.
Exactly. You know, I'm going to use that line again.
But we're going to go back up.
Because then he's gonna start talking to me about it, and I'm like not interested.
Don't bring it up. Just avoid
like,
contact.
Like stop. You're talking about stocks, money. Shh. Don't talk about it. That's literally. I'm just gonna shush him. Anyways, so I'm losing my money.
Just
kick
whatever. Him in the
nuts. Just go straight to male aggression. You are bad. Boom.
It's actually a scene of New Girl.
Yeah.
Actually, a whole episode of New Girl where like they show the difference between men fighting and women. Like Cece and Jess, like everything's very passive aggressive. She buys her coffee and everything's good. And then Nick and like Schmidt, they just like punch each other. And then they're like, "We're good." Like, yeah, we good.
Yeah,
whatever.
We should do that with each other.
That would not help at all. Like that's the difference between girls and boys. I mean, right. I've never seen a guy who like dealt with arguments like that. I think it's an exaggeration, but like
no, but guys do deal with arguments so differently than women. I feel
How do they deal with it?
They don't elaborate. If there's a problem, they bring it up. They're just like, "That's the problem," and they'll be like, "Yeah, okay, cool," and then they move on. They literally move on. With women, it's a lot more. There's a lot more discussion.
No, but what if the guy is the one angry?
So if the guy is angry, then I'm saying he'll confront him.
Okay,
like, yo, bro, that's not cool. And the guy would be like, okay. I mean, this is really like a healthy, I guess, male relationship.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I'm trying to think of my brothers or like guys that I know about. Like, just. I feel like they fight just like anyone else.
I don't like, with each other. Well, fight between each
other.
Like,
yes, I think women are more passive aggressive. They can like hold it in for a long time.
I don't know about that actually. No, because I think men numb like really quickly. They'll just be like, whatever. I don't want to hear you drone on and on. Right. Like, I think that's such a prototype. The woman who's like nagging and the man who's like, just shut up.
But what I'm trying to say is if the woman is not the upset one, the man gets upset with the woman.
Yeah.
He can't, she's not nagging.
That's what I'm saying. What if he's getting upset because she's just like going on and on?
No, what if he's not getting upset because of that? He's just upset.
He's upset about something.
Something else. Like she didn't pay enough attention to him or something.
Right. Well, that seems like a more of an emotionally invested guy to start.
You seem like all guys just will never get upset?
No, I don't think all
unless she's nagging at him?
No, I'm saying if a guy is getting upset because the wife is not paying enough attention to him. Actually, no. Like, I feel like that's like a basic human need. I don't know if it's
like, or she, I don't know, she embarrassed him in front of his whole family.
Yeah. How would a guy deal with that? I don't know. There are so many different guys, and I have no idea how every guy.
Yeah, I feel like guys are just like, they talk it out, just like normal.
Guys are they normal?
I feel like they're
just like normal human beings.
Not a thing. Like a lot of things like in sitcoms are like really the way things are, like exaggerated, but like, yeah, you can relate to them. That thing is like, I've never seen guys just like punch it out, I don't know about that.
But I do think the quote unquote punch it out where it's not like this kind of, I feel like women not romanticize or victimize, but there's a lot of lead up. There's like a bigger there's a bigger arc,
bigger picture women. Exactly. Yeah. It's not
with
just
men,
about,
it's much more just like, bro, you freaking did this, and they're like, bro, you freaking did this, and they're like, let's watch a football game. Like, I really don't think there's so much of a dramatic.
The girl, it's like, it's more than just the fact that you didn't.
By the way, that's a huge thing with women. It's always more than just what it is.
it's the always, way you said
it's the fact that I'm also going through this, and it's not about that. It's about this, like that. It's more complicated.
Which relates to our pop story later on.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I actually have 2 pop stories, but
I'm so excited. Yeah. You just kissed the microphone.
Yeah. Honestly,
our guest.
I love the microphone.
Are you one of those people that like fall in love with objects? Have you ever seen that TLC?
Oh my God. Dylan's in trouble or something. It's like I'm sorry.
Give me some water.
No. This guy has a YouTube channel and he like reviews like really like dumb movies, whatever. But he also he rewatched Cars. He's really funny. He's like really funny. You should check him out. I'm sorry. I'm like low-key dying here. Kai's checking the audio. She's like freaking out.
No, it's fine.
Anyways,
I'm just concerned about you.
What was I going to say? Oh, that's so sweet. So he rewatched Cars, whatever. And then there's like, did you ever watch Cars?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite Pixar movies.
So like, what's the girl's name? Like the blue car, Sally. Mm-hmm. He's like, what is going on here? Like suddenly we're supposed to feel attraction to a car. What is happening? Like, he's like freaking out that like he's attracted to this car.
She's a sexy car.
Yeah, I mean like he's like her lips. He's like, wait a second, this is a car. He's like, wait, do cars procreate? What is going on? Whatever.
How do cars procreate? That's so funny.
Really funny.
Yeah.
Well, but I just love the mic.
There's a TLC show called
My
Strange
he's in love with his car.
and he's in love with his car.
I remember that episode.
That's very creepy to see.
Very weird.
But I also like don't want to pass any judgments or anything like that. But because it's usually associated with like a mental illness and things like that. But
maybe that's a judgment. Maybe he's not mentally ill.
I don't know this man's mental health history, but it could be that he just really freaking loves
maybe
cars.
he's just in love with his car. And that smirk, it looks like you're judging him. You're a bad person.
Oh my god.
I do think that you'd be safer in life if you just judge people, because then you're not living up to a standard. Then if you didn't judge someone, then people are like, wow, like what an amazing person.
Wait, you think I should judge people? You're
I don't
saying
think you should judge people, but like when it's obvious that like this person's whack, just admit that like you're judging him, you know? Because you're not being like, this is a like.
I'm not. The thing is, I'm saying that that's a really weird thing for a human to be attracted to cars, and I'm saying I want to understand this case with compassion and empathy. I don't want to. That guy is so weird. What the hell is wrong with him? Maybe there is something wrong with him.
Right.
Maybe he like didn't have a normal childhood. Maybe the
Probably
cars
not.
are a replacement for the love that he never received. You know what I mean? Like there's so much complexities to it, and for me to just come to it and be like, you're a freaking weirdo and you don't know what you're doing because you're not abiding by standards that I know are normal, then that's, I don't want to take that route.
Two things could be true at once.
Two things
He's
could be
weird,
true at once, but
and
also I want to take that route. You take that route.
All
That's
right.
fine. That's what
Fine.
makes us a good couple.
All right. We're a couple now?
I mean, like,
We had the
podcast
couple talk.
couple. We had the couple talk. A
right.
girl actually came over to me.
What?
A podcast fan came over, which
No way.
you're listening. Thank you so much. That really made my night. She came over and she said,
Was it someone
I
you
love
knew?
how different. No. She said, I love how both of you are so different.
Right.
She like highlighted that. So I thought
Yeah,
that was
it's
cool.
so nice to hear feedback from people.
Oh my God.
I can't wait till when it's like just random people that I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
That's going to be so cool. And it's going to happen.
It is going to happen.
Okay.
It already happened.
The next thing I researched is how to keep your resolutions, how to actually stick
Wait,
to
but
them.
what do you think about that though? The fact that so many
What?
people's like the top resolution is to have a physical change to their body.
Right.
Very interesting, no?
It's interesting, yeah. I mean, I get it. I don't know. Like when you're thinner or when you feel healthier, you feel like better.
Do you feel healthier when you're thinner?
Yeah. For sure. You feel more light, you feel and you feel prettier.
So then
which I don't know if that's
if
like
you're barely any fat, then it's the peak then?
No, because there's so many aspects to like happiness. Like I don't know what you mean by peak.
That's like you're saying you feel the best. So do you feel like absolute best when you're like literally anorexic?
Of course not. I'm not talking about being anorexic. Obviously, there's like if you don't need to lose weight and you just think that if you're not eating, that's not healthy. Being healthier is also eating, just eating the right things.
What I'm
things
saying
that are good
is,
for your body.
do you think you can be healthy and also not look conventionally skinny?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So I'm saying it's kind of warped that people associate health with skinniness.
Yeah, so I think losing weight, but it depends. I don't know how many people wrote losing weight that like maybe people do need to lose weight. Like if you're 200 pounds, I don't know, I'm not gonna put a number on it, but like if you are at a weight where like you're unhealthy and you're not breathing well and you're not at your like peak performance, like you can't just like get up and do things, like okay, sure, then your goal, like it's not always bad to have a goal to be losing weight is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but exercising always good. Doesn't matter if you're tiny
what
or not.
motivates those goals are really important.
Yeah,
and I think that's where.
And by the way, when I was at my skinniest, I wasn't at my happiest.
Right.
So it's not.
You were at your skinniest with me.
I mean, I'm with you now also.
You literally lived with me. You weren't happy?
No, towards the end, I'm saying more. That summer, like stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
That year. I'm not saying I wasn't. No, I had. Okay. I kind of want to cut that out because it's not entirely true. But what I'm trying to say is that I wasn't necessarily just like happier and things changed. And that's what I thought my entire life is that, you know, once I'm skinnier, then I'll just be happy. Like all my problems were on the fact that I was overweight. Mm-hmm. And then once I lost weight, there was a sense of relief that I had and I felt prettier and I felt really good about myself. But there were so many other things that I needed to work on to be happy. Like I had nothing. That was just one aspect of life. There's so many other aspects of life that you need to work on.
But did it lessen? Like if there's
it didn't lessen my happiness, but it's just that.
No. Did it lessen? So you're saying that there's other things just ended up coming into play, and this one just wasn't there anymore because it was a problem you eliminated. So it's kind of like a facade, right? You think that,
but at the same time also, like, I became obsessed with like trying to maintain the weight, and then I couldn't, and then I would just guilt myself, and even if I would gain like 5 more pounds, I would freak out, and it would be such like a stress. And it took me a long time to just like accept where I am.
Yeah.
So like, even in that sense, like, are you ever really happy? Does everyone just want to like lose that extra 5 pounds? You know?
I hear that very, very
I feel like a lot of people do this. My skinniest friends are always just like, yeah, if only I could like get rid of, you know? And
I hear that so much. It's like, if you're telling yourself this message that once you get this, you'll get this. It's like Brene Brown said, that's just like it's a game. It's a game you play with yourself that you know,
because then you always want more.
False.
Yeah. And like, I do want to say though, like, I don't think inherently like the goal of losing weight is bad.
I think there's so much context surrounding for why you want to lose weight and who's losing weight, because to me, majority of the people that I've come across who want to lose weight, it's within an unhealthy context.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are all just like personal anecdotes, and
I also know people who are losing
myself. Like, let's just talk about myself. It's never motivated by like a healthy need. In fact, most of the time you don't need to. And I'm not talking about those people who actually need to. I'm saying carrying a little bit of body fat makes a lot of sense. We just feel like it doesn't look good. Right. We always feel like it doesn't look good because we live in a society where all of the images portrayed to us about beauty don't include that image. Right. So you end up looking at your body and thinking it's not beautiful, and think once you eliminate those, you'll become beautiful, or you'll become happy, or that's it. That's what it does to us. And the truth is it's not the case.
No, it's not the case at all.
There will always be something making you feel unbeautiful.
There has to be intrinsic that you think you're beautiful, or that you're worth it no matter what you look like. That's really the point, because what does beautiful mean? You know, like everyone's going to define it differently.
Worth.
You have intrinsic worth no matter what you look like.
You're lovable, good enough, pretty enough. But that, when you have that fundamental belief, by the way, in yourself, then you don't have a goal to lose weight. That's the problem with it.
No, you could have a goal to lose weight. I disagree with that. I mean, I guess it could be
it's
more.
It's not what it's motivating it.
Right. It could be more about eating healthier.
It's something that I've really, like this thing that keeps popping into my mind. I don't know why I'm so fixated on it, but it's having the audacity to literally have self-love. I feel like nowadays you have to fight against everything to like actually love yourself and to think that you're worthy and good enough. It's literally a struggle and a battle. Once you do that, these games that you play of, I have to lose weight in order for this, it doesn't apply anymore. And so that's why I think so many of those goals would not be there if people actually really love themselves.
But I do think like eating healthier and exercising more, that's a great goal. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And not have to not lose weight.
Yeah, the losing weight, I see your point. I see your point to that. But yeah, eating healthier and exercising more, I think that's always a good goal. Does everyone stick to it? I don't know. I'll let you know how the gym is, the busyness of the gym.
You should always do that because that's good for you.
Yeah.
It's literally healthy. There's just tons of data for that, you know?
Yeah. But yes, the losing weight, I get what you're saying. When like everyone, no matter what, just wants to lose like a little extra weight.
Exactly. What is that? Like, what is that?
I don't know.
It's like a simmering buzz in society, especially for women, even for men. So many men. But men have a lot. Men, we're not talking about men. We're talking about men so much.
Whatever. I think,
This women,
they're trying to bulk up. They have it so easy. Like, buy protein shakes, the 6 chicken. Then I'm like trying to stop myself from eating like a certain amount of calories.
See, like, there's this thing on TikTok, dad bods.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, that's cool. That's just so cool. The difference. You ever think you'd see men?
Yeah, I know. Women are like, I know.
Like,
imagine.
Yeah, imagine.
I know. It's crazy. It's actually crazy.
Like, there's this thing on TikTok where, you go muscles or dad bods, or dads are like,
people are into dad bods,
like more pudgy belly.
But that's just, I mean, we discussed this so many times, but that is just the difference between men and women. Women are just more into the package that comes together. If you're a total asshole but you're good looking,
it's kind of crazy.
Most women are not into that. They're not gonna, maybe they'll do it as like a fling, but it's not gonna be something that they want long term. For long term, you're looking to somebody that's like, do you know Dr. Huberman?
No.
It's like a really famous doctor. he goes on like, he's like research, I think he does research. And he went on Andrew Schultz's podcast and he was talking about that most women, when they talk about qualities that they look for in a man, is like somebody who is kind to them.
Kind?
To them.
Interesting.
But anyways, the point is, he was saying like, even looks wise, like it's not even the primary focus, you know?
Trust Dr. Huberman, this research
doctor.
Of blank. I don't know what research is.
I think he researches like men and women, gender. I don't know.
That's interesting.
I mean, he went on Joe Rogan. He went on Andrew Schultz. He went on.
Oh, he went on Joe Rogan.
He went on Lex Friedman. So he's legit. He's legit. Okay, let's move on to how to keep your resolutions. This is just an article, and it's from the acronym SMART. Mm-hmm. So each thing stands for something else. Number one, I thought this was really interesting. Number one is specific. So a lot of times when we're just like going about our day, we fall back to our habits because that's what we do. We have our routine. We have things that are literally just built into us, you know. But if we're very general about our goals, like, oh, in general, I want to be nicer to people. That is so general that like it's never going to come down to something concrete and you're just going to go about your life. But if you go like, okay, today I'm going to give money to 5 homeless people, you know, that is something that that is very specific that you can point to. And that brings to the second thing called measurable. So that's the S and the M. Measurable. You can measure, okay, today I'm going to do it 5 times. Or like within the week, I'm going to do it this many times, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's going to be like pointers to like reach your goal. Mm-hmm. The third thing is achievable. Don't make goals that are like, who knows where, like above what you can reach. I'm going to make $1 million this year. Like, no, you're not actually. Like how? Tell me. And
I mean, maybe if they told you how, if they give you like actually an outline.
I mean, like,
specific.
Yeah, but if you literally like don't have any, if that's just like your goal without any plans, whatever, basically something that's achievable, that's actually something that you can reach, because then that motivates you to make more goals. If you never like achieve your goals, then you're just never going to want to make more goals because you never achieve them.
I actually was speaking to someone in college and she's great. I love her so much and I really feel like she will have success, but it was just such a fun conversation. This is really the hype around New Year's.
I'm like, I actually thought you thought she was great, but now I'm realizing you're trying to cover yourself. Yeah, not judging
I
her.
know that like long intro method.
I'm like, okay, what a great girl.
No, I'll just tell you the thoughts that I thunk. It's not necessarily.
Okay.
I think thunk's the word. But anyways, you know, there's such a hype around New Year's, and so that was kind of the elation I was feeling. But I was on the phone with her and she was basically saying how she's going to become this famous actress this year. She can feel it. She knows it. She's going to like forget about all the ex-boyfriends that dissed her and were, you know, cheated on her. And this is going to be in the face of all that. And she can't wait to like, and she's like, you can ride on my coattails of success. I was like, bring me, baby. Oscars, here we come.
Next thing you know, you're on the red carpet. Like, I'm doing this podcast alone.
I'm deleting this episode because if she ever hears it and she's like, you're not riding on my coattails anymore. Anyways, she, you know, she was just kind of going off about this huge dream that she had. And I really wanted to... Well, I didn't. What did you tell her? I didn't tell her, you know, give me a 5-step plan about how you're going to do all of this, because that's just like dampen the mood. You know what I mean? Maybe like after the conversation, I could do that. But anyways, what I was thinking was, I want this to be true to you for you, but how are you going to do that? And you know, so many artists, that's the problem with us. It's like I feel like you are in the domain of practicality. You are in the domain of like, okay, how am I doing this now? How am I going to grow and get to the next goal and the next day and the next step?
That's actually a struggle for me to do. Sometimes I have ideas and I'm just like, oh, let me get to them, and I don't actually think about everything that it takes to actually execute it.
Yeah, no, but I think that's the process. You at least like want to execute it and do tangible things in the moment in order to achieve it.
Right.
What I'm saying, I feel like a lot of artists are missing that, like the tangibility.
Yeah.
So,
which sometimes people are like creative geniuses, but they just need that one person to like execute their plan.
Yeah.
They just like come up with all the ideas.
But so totally, these are, you know, measurable, tangible things.
Yeah. I mean, it's the most like concrete way to like,
it's also
make your goals.
I feel like it's boring.
It's why it could be exciting if like you just are convinced you're going to make your goals happen.
Yeah.
But you just have to follow these steps. You know? It can't just be like in your dreams. Like, I don't know. The fourth thing is relevance. So like the why behind, like make the why behind why you have this goal super prevalent. Do you know what I'm saying? You're giving me a confused face.
Am I? It's because I'm confused.
Like, the reason why, why is this goal so important to you? Make it relevant so that it's constantly in the back of your head.
Right.
And it's not just a random goal. Oh, everyone's going to the gym. Maybe I'll just make a resolution. No, dude, like, why do you want to do it?
It's basically, in other words, outlining why you value this.
Yeah.
And why it's important and integral to your life. It's like that. I feel like that specific goal, or that, what is it? Relevance?
Relevance, yeah.
Is taking the most abstract reason and actually combining it with the tangible, practical goals you have. Because it's like, let's say I value family, and I really think that's the most meaningful thing I can do in this world. So what am I doing? I'm carving out time, 30 minutes every day to be with my mom. So, and it's also something you can always fall back on, because you can like make a whole plan for yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to do 30 minutes. And then you're just like, why am I even doing this? And you're like, well, like actually family's so important. I have to remember that. So yeah, it's always something that you can like think back, like, why did I even start this? Yeah. It's actually pretty cool. Clarity. Yeah.
And the fifth thing is time bound, which something I really relate to as somebody who like procrastinates a lot and needs that pressure of time to actually get things done. So if you give yourself pressure of time, you probably can get it done better. I don't know, unless people are not. It's just something that I really
they needed to put a T.
A T, yeah. They figured it out.
Like,
no, but I think that I do think a lot of people relate to this, of like, just if you're just like, I want to reach this goal of, you know, spending more time with my family, and I'm gonna actually 30 minutes a day. Sense. But yeah, if you give yourself like markers.
I actually think it makes a lot more sense than to do year resolutions, do quarter resolutions, and month resolutions, monthly, and week and daily. Break it down. Yeah, I spoke about this in our podcast. Yeah, I thought it was very brilliant.
Like, what are you doing now to invest in this? And
you have to ask yourself every moment. This is something that I
endless research.
That's the problem with me, is that I get so intense way too quickly.
You're like, this New Year's has been tumultuous. All I'm thinking about is every moment that I'm gonna have to think about.
But for real though, that's why it's been so intense but amazing. You have to really ask yourself every moment, what matters right now? What matters right now? Like, what am I doing right now to
not? And that could be relaxing.
It could be relaxing, because not necessarily doesn't mean you have to be pressured to pursue your goal, which is something I would feel, which is like, I outlined that being with family right now is my most important thing. So stop feeling this weird buzz-like pressure in my body that I'm wasting time. I'm not. This time right now is what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's a really good point, because a lot of times I'll spend time with family or do something, or spend time with friends, and it just feels like, oh, I could be doing
better,
something else.
I could be answering stupid emails, which at the end of the day, you're like, that was a waste of time. Like, if you're on your deathbed or whatever, like, you're not remembering
the emails
that you felt like you had to go answer while you were spending time with your family.
Right. I mean, like, there has to be a balance of both. You can't just spend time with your family either.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. But I feel like people must orient themselves correctly, which is because I don't feel like people prioritize family and friends in that way. I feel like most of us are just, because all of us are just so focused on fame and success and money, you know?
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah. So that's a really good point, to just like, not everything, if everything's like framed around your goals, then you can like, every moment can be.
Everything should be framed around your values.
Values, right.
Your goals are underneath those.
Are created from your values.
Exactly. Yeah. Are created from your pillar. I actually use this system. August Bradley. He has, you know, Notion, the website?
No. Oh, you told me about it. You use it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, this is something that I spent so much time doing. And if you guys ever want to watch his YouTube videos, he has this brilliant system set up for basically what you just spoke. He makes you outline your pillars, which are basically your values, and he trickles that down to value goals, outcome goals, then your projects and your action items, which is what you're doing every single day. So you have this whole system.
Okay, so he like breaks it down.
Exactly. He is a brilliant man, really. But yeah, it's just a matter of understanding what is the most important things in your life and why. Yeah, and that's the most abstract thing ever. And how do you relate it down literally to the most mundane activity every day?
Right. And I think
value. Yeah.
No, I just think like it's really important to understand that like majority of the time, or unless we work on it, we fall back on our habits. So you're going to have to work on things. If you're just going to be like, yeah, I want to do this, and it just like stays up in the air.
Yeah.
And you don't figure out a plan.
It's so hard.
Most probably it's not going to work out.
I literally have an example of that. Like, even though I built this whole system and it was set up and I was so excited, I would do everything around, even productive work, busy work around like actually doing my creative work, like writing and stuff, because I'm so terrified of doing it because I'm just so scared of being vulnerable.
Time. Oh, okay.
So even though I had my action item in my Notion saying today's the time to write, you have to write, I would always just keep going, push it, because I would fall back on my old habits of just procrastinating it and doing other busy work because I was just so scared. So it forces you, when you build like a proper system, it forces you to like confront the actual things that you're scared of and your habits in order to change.
Yeah. And of course you can always, like at the end of the day, you're the own, what am I trying to say? Like your actions have consequences. And obviously if you don't keep up with like your time stuff, like you're the one who's like keeping it in line. I mean, that's why they say that, another article that I was reading about sticking to your resolutions, they showed evidence that when you put something on the line so that there's actual risk on the line of like, if you don't fulfill your goal, then obviously you're more willing to keep to it. So you can, so like by like, let's say telling,
it's like, when people have to make like alarm clocks that like almost kill them.
Or like okay. I mean, that's an extreme, but like people put their alarm clocks in a different room. So they have to get up to like shut off their alarm clock.
Those are so funny to me.
But that's smart. Come on.
No, I mean, yeah, but also just like train yourself to get up at like the
but
normal
it's
time.
so like unrealistic. It's
no,
like,
I mean, if you get to that place,
it's like we were talking about two episodes ago about waking up early. Like you have to have some sort of purpose to wake up, or else you're just gonna sleep in.
Oh, 100%. I'm saying you could have a purpose.
Yeah, but then maybe you'll like convince yourself that you can sleep in. But if it's just taking an extra step to make sure you get up.
No, I get it. Everyone, that's your method, you need to put your alarm clock in your bathtub in order to go get up. That's fine.
In the bathtub.
I'm saying like people have like
with
this
the running
weird
water, so you have this urgency to go.
I don't know. I saw this video on TikTok of this guy who has a dog who wakes him up. The dog literally like bites his head. It's the cutest thing ever.
Wait. The dog wakes him up and bites his head?
By like biting him and like
why is that cute though? Like
I don't know, because it was a cute dog.
He's like bleeding all over. What a cute dog.
It was just a cute little dog.
But in this, it says like even just like telling your friends and family about your goal, so you feel like there's somebody keeping you accountable,
right?
Even if they're not keeping you accountable, but like there's some sort of like embarrassment if you don't.
I'm so sorry for using my phone. My mother called me, and if I don't text her back,
she's gonna text me. Yeah.
Put my alarm clock in the bathroom. Sorry, I'm gonna put your alarm clock.
Should I continue talking about these things?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Or why don't we do the pop? We do the pop things now.
Yeah. Just two more things that it said in this article. Is making it fun. So like being real, like you're not gonna want to like go running if you don't. I remember the first time that I went running, or not the first time, but when I picked up running again, like when I got back from Florida, because we used to run. I made like a killer playlist, and I was like, I'm ready to run, and like that got me out to run.
Totally.
So you just make it fun, and like you'll be more willing to do it. And the last thing is managing expectations. You're not going to be perfect all the time. You're going to fall, but if you manage those expectations, then falling is not the biggest deal.
I feel like I have to. I actually do not like this, but if it works for you, it works for you. But
you don't like managing expectations?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I give intros before I actually say the thing. Sometimes
you think in like essays.
So, hypothesis. That's so scary. I don't want to think in essays.
Why?
It's thesis, cool. sentence, topic, sentence. Right now, I'm saying the body and conclusion. No, I mean like how people go in front of mirrors and they say things to themselves. They'll say
like affirmations. Yeah,
affirmations. That's what it is. It never worked for me. Maybe it's because I like not worked for me. And I always like was very cringe to it. And maybe deeper looking into that is because I felt like if I did that to myself, I would just be like so. Like, I couldn't accept those messages or something. Okay. I don't know. But the manage your expectation thing, I feel like I have to wake up in the morning and go to the mirror and be like, manage your expectations. Manage your expectations. Yeah. Manage your freaking expectations, Chaya, because
that's such a big thing. Yeah.
It is so big. It's just like for me, I feel like for like everyone actually, it is the biggest thing.
Oh my God. For me also. Yeah.
Yes.
Like you build up a whole thing in your head and it doesn't work out like that.
Yeah.
So you failed. But it's so crazy that it's all in your mind, because if you just change the expectation and left a little room for like failure, then you would be able to get back up again.
It's also reorienting it wrongly. I would never say, oh, I failed. It's so And maybe
that's what I'm saying. It's like part of the process. Like, oh, this is normal. This is gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like with the CCF hub right now, right? It's very slow. I'm not getting a lot of people at all. But I knew that this was gonna happen. So I'm at peace with it and I'm not freaking out.
Yeah.
At the same time trying to make it grow, but like it's like this was the expectation of it. Everything at the start is very slow. Nobody knows, like all those things. So like, yeah. It's important.
It's important isn't even the word. It's a must. It's a must if you don't. It's a must if you're not interested in going on in a very emotional roller coaster that's not necessary. Do you know you could feel pressure and you could feel bad if something isn't going right. That's what motivates us to get better.
Yeah.
But there's a different emotional roller coaster that you're going on when your expectations that were set way too high, way too unrealistically, are not achieved for you. You end up going to the pits of despair. You end up
give
going
up on
to the pits
everything.
of shame. You end up blaming yourself, feeling like really bad about yourself. And it's just not necessary. It's not necessary in order to achieve success. In fact, I found it in my case, it blocks you from actually achieving success because you're having such high expectations, perfectionism. You don't pursue the actual thing. You're just always trying to get something, a product.
Can you imagine if we knew in the beginning of seminary that like it's going to be hard because everyone has a hard time in the beginning of seminary socially, you know, like even just that would have changed everything. I've been 100%. Like, okay, this is normal. It's going to come.
Yeah.
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 Mic drop. All right, pop story number 1.
Okay, go ahead. I'm so excited.
Logan Paul's in hot water, everybody.
God, no, I'm not so excited.
But it's about what you were saying before about like the way that you deliver things. So there's 2 things that happen. Basically, first of all, he has a friend, George, on his podcast, Impulsive. And George is like a big believer in Jesus. And he's always talking about Jesus and Jesus Christ, whatever, is the Lord and Savior. And Logan Paul always gets very annoyed at it, whatever. And they had a podcast where they were arguing, like they were really upset with each other. George was telling him that like he has people that literally don't even like him necessarily, but treat him better than Logan does about his religion. And Logan's like, you're just a homophobic because you believe in Christianity, da da da. So everyone got like pissed at Logan about it because like everyone's saying he's an asshole and he doesn't treat people normally, which I agree, the way like he like, but then the third guy, Mike, who I say is my favorite one, who just like knows how to say things properly. He was saying how like, it's just the way you deliver things. Like you don't have to believe in this thing, but it's the way that you deliver it. You just like the abrasiveness of the way that you deliver is like, yeah, you suck. Like, why do you believe in this? It's all fake. You don't believe in science. Like, what are you doing? That the way that he delivers it is like very, just turns it into a fight basically. So that was that. And everyone was upset about him about that. I don't know if you have strong feelings on that. And then the second thing was that he apparently he scammed a bunch of people. So he made like a
Logan?
Yeah. So
This
is what happened. He made like about a year ago, he made this like a game, but with crypto. So where you like breed animals and they're valued at something, and then you can like breed special animals, and if they're rare then they're valued, but then people actually put like actual money on the line to like invest in these things, and then the entire thing like failed. One of the guys that were working for him like scammed, basically like screwed him over. But this other guy on YouTube called CoffeeZilla, he made like a whole 3-part documentary that just came out like I think a few weeks ago, saying how Logan basically took all the money from these people and didn't give it back. And so yeah.
Wow.
But Logan just went on a podcast today. Like he just put out his podcast today that he does weekly. And he basically said how he did not make like a dime off of this, and he's still working on making the game and everything.
Okay, interesting.
So he's saying one thing, CoffeeZilla's saying another thing. So like it's kind of, it's
being fought out right now.
Yeah, and he said he might bring him to court for defamation.
Okay, well he should.
I mean, if he
made that up,
because a lot of people are just. I mean, I looked in the comment section of the podcast that came out today. Everyone's saying like, Logan, you can't even apologize. You're an idiot. Like everyone's like not on Logan's side,
like slandering him.
But like Logan is that type of polarizing figure that people just want to find reasons to just not like him.
Right. But I'm also speaking to somebody who's a fan of his.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his, but obviously, like, I don't know the truth. Like, if he did this, then he is an asshole. Like, I don't know.
Was there substantial evidence in the documentary?
I didn't watch a documentary.
Oh, okay.
It was so long. Right. And, like, the guy's just talking for hours about this. I'm like, just give me. So I just watched, like, some summations of it.
Right.
And, yeah, he was saying that he got messages from people who actually invested in this and didn't get their money back. But the thing is that Logan is saying that he didn't make a dime. Yes, people invested their money.
Isn't that process of investing though?
Yeah,
Like,
but they're saying,
isn't there a possibility that you just lose your money?
Yes, but they're saying that Logan took their money basically.
Like he knew that it was never going to make any money. He falsely advertised it.
I don't know about that part, but more that once it failed, he just took their money. But Logan is saying that he's working on getting the game back up.
Well, once it went bankrupt, I'd assume that the money was already spent. So it's not like he took their money.
They don't know
build the product,
but they're saying that he scammed. He made this thing so he could get people to invest.
So you're saying like they're saying it's a Ponzi scheme. Like he didn't really have anything that he was actually building up.
That's what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
But like he's saying that's like totally not true. That he had someone on his team that scammed them.
But that's like an actual thing that they can know if there was like actually not like an actual thing that he was making. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
One second. Wait, maybe
it's not like a failure. Meaning,
maybe he made something and he got people to invest, and then he claimed that it didn't work out, but actually he took their money. I think that's what they're claiming.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it was actually like a facade. He didn't really have anything that they were investing in. It was just like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kind of. But I don't know if that's something you could check necessarily. Yeah. He could claim that it failed. Logan could claim that it just didn't work out.
I'm sure that there's some sort of legal process of you having to.
I mean, I'm sure once they go
a public business that people invest in or something like that, I'm sure that there's like you have to have like documents, you have to show and prove and stuff like that. Like, isn't there a way?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure if they go into court, like if he actually like sues him for defamation, they go into court, they're gonna get down to the truth.
Yeah,
but so yeah, he's in hot water, and people are just like everyone. A lot of people on YouTube are just like against Logan. Like majority of people are against Logan.
I feel like they don't already like him because of the whole thing that happened a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, not even that. I think they're just like
hate successful people.
It's also a way to get clicks, like having Logan Paul as your thumbnail and like talking about him and getting him to respond to you is like you're gonna make it bigger. So that could be his motivation too. This guy who made the documentary, you know. But I should go watch a documentary to like have more information.
Do you ever have this thing where you truly don't understand or connect to something in like any way, shape, or form?
Sure, yeah. That's like me with like anime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Okay.
People who do things for like clickbait or do things just for views.
Right.
Or like dedicate, that's why they're doing it, or dedicate their lives to getting more views. Yeah. I truly, truly, truly do not understand it.
I understand it. I would never do it, but I understand it. You're making money off of like people just reacting to you.
Yeah, I know. But
like you can just disassociate from it.
Right.
Be like, oh, this is just for my money, and like then move on with your life.
Yeah.
And there's always a redemption, like you can always have a redemption story. That's what's.
Yeah, but I doubt that they're thinking, okay, they'll just have a redemption story. It just seems so amoral from the start.
Yeah, it does. But
I don't get it. It just seems like a really sad like life.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's no, but also like a lot of times when people are desensitized to things, I don't know. Like I feel like they can just do it and be fine.
Care.
Yeah. Like the amount of things that we're desensitized to, but other people, since they're sensitive to it, are like, how can you do that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
The second story is that Andrew Tate was arrested.
Yeah, I saw this.
Did you saw the whole thing between him and Greta Thunberg?
Yeah. So I love that.
And then
emailed me at small.
Yeah. That was really good that was a win for her on her part.
Totally a win for her. Totally.
And yeah, he's arrested. I mean,
Greta Thunberg, by the way, is a political climate activist, major activist from Norway, Sweden, Scandinavia. It's one of those.
It's kind of scary.
I think she's slightly on the spectrum. She's
really?
I believe so. She's like, at this point, she's probably in her upper teens, but she really came to prominence when she was like young, like, as like a child activist speaking at, major government, I don't know, events.
It's crazy how she started so young. Like her parents must have.
She was a real symbol.
Forced her.
Her messages were always, my generation is going to have to deal with what you guys are messing up.
Right.
And so, she's very articulate, very smart, and she's just she elicits a lot of pathos from people around her, and she's really interesting. She's like an interesting speaker in person.
I honestly don't really listen to her so much, but I mean, yeah, everyone knows who she is. Yeah, pretty much.
Greta Thunberg. And so, anyways, I don't know. Her and Andrew Tate were having like this weird interaction on Twitter because he said he was arrested, and then she's like, "Oh,
no, he didn't say he was. He didn't.
No, there was like a story of him saying of like New York Post or something. I don't know, saying he was arrested, and then Greta responded to that. No,
it was before he got arrested.
Okay,
he tweeted at her like saying like, "This is all my cars." Like he said, "Here's my car and it uses this much power," or whatever. He's like, "Send me your email. I'll give you the list of the rest." And then she said,
"Oh, this is how many cars I have. This is how much emissions are that's emitting."
And then she was like, "Oh, you can email small d energy
at gmail.com, right?"
Yeah. And then did he respond? Oh, he did a response video of him. And then in the video, he's like ordering pizza. And the pizza box like basically reveals his location, I guess. So that's what people are saying. But like,
that's what he got. Arrested?
And then that's when he got arrested. But people are, that's a theory. Like, I don't know if it's actually
okay.
Because like
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, like people are saying like the police in Romania, like they couldn't figure it out besides for like a pizza box. Like it doesn't, but people were just connecting it because one after the other.
Wanted that to be maybe. But that would be really funny.
Oh my God. One more thing I wanted to talk about was, did you hear about Kaleidoscope on Netflix? I'm watching with my mother.
Oh, it's supposed to be like everything.
You could watch in any order.
So cool.
So cool. I started watching
What a cool format. Yeah. I just saw it on Instagram, the ads for it. Is it cool?
It's
I can't be that good.
We started it and it's not the most entertaining show. But I am intrigued to see what's going to happen. It has
to be a very loose narrative.
No, not true. Because it's very much, it's the difference of the episodes. The reason why you can start in any order, because it's just different times. 24 years before the heist, 6 weeks before the heist.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So you get a different perspective.
I thought it was like you're starting at like a different point in the storylines of interconnectivity of everybody.
That's what my mother thought too. Like, oh, you get a view of the police, you get a view of the bank. Is that what you're saying?
No, not that you get a view of every different character. You get, I guess there's like there's a what's the right word? There's a linear timeline, and you're brought into the timelines at different points.
That's what it is.
And from the story, from the point of time that you're viewing the story from like a different angle, basically. Because she just burnt the tomato, but if you watch 2 episodes before,
that's exactly what it is.
Oh, that's cool.
So meaning like you watch 24 years before the heist. Let's say
that's different than what I'm saying.
You're saying that
it's more character and storyline driven, I guess. You're saying it sounds like it's more time driven. This.
I mean, that's how it's formatted, that you watch them different times, but I'm assuming I only watch one episode. I'm assuming each color, basically you pick a color and the color has to do, that's why it's called Kaleidoscope. A color is interconnected, whatever. But like you watch it
interactive media.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
You watch it from a different time. I'm assuming it introduces a different character in that time.
Right.
So we're watching in chronological order, starting from like 24 years before.
Yeah. And
then the next one is like 7 years. We're going to do it in chronological order.
Damn.
So now we're seeing it from like years before. So we think the daughter is the one who's in the heist. But like, I don't know. It's cool.
That's so cool.
But I'm assuming if you watch it from like the day of the heist, like you're getting a whole different. I don't know why you wouldn't watch in chronological order. That just makes the most sense to me.
You know what? I actually just watched my father the other day.
What?
Don't Look Up.
Oh my God. Did you like it?
Did you watch it? You watched it?
Yeah.
Did we watch it together?
I did not like it.
You didn't like it?
I mean, no. I liked Leonardo DiCaprio.
Of course you love him.
And I liked, what's his name? The funny guy.
Jonah Hill?
Yeah.
He's so funny. There's this one scene where Cate Blanchett's character, who's like supposed to be the media mogul, you know, she like kisses Leonardo DiCaprio's character. In like the room when like the rocket is going to destroy the meteor that's coming for Earth, and Jonah Hill like tries to go and kiss Jennifer Lawrence's character Kate.
Wait, doesn't Timothée Chalamet?
Yeah, he comes on later.
Okay, I don't remember this scene.
It's so funny because Kate's like no. It's just so funny. Jonah, he's so
hilarious. Funny. Oh my God,
not as funny as Zach Galifianakis though. Not that it's a competition.
I didn't really watch anything with Zach. Oh, is he in The Hangover?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably the only thing.
Between Two Ferns.
That's like his podcast. Yeah, I don't watch
a show.
It. I never listen to it.
It's funny.
I see clips of it. Anyways, well, that's the story. Do you have anything else to say on Andrew Tate?
F him.
Allegedly,
I'm glad he's in
abused
jail.
Women, but yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for listening.
All right, for our one police friend listening.